everybody? Welcome to Real Talk Baseball. I'm your host, Ernie Orange. We have a special guest today, but not only a special guest, we have a new member to the Real Talk Baseball family. I want to go ahead and introduce everybody here that's listening in. Thank you for tuning in. But we have Game Time Grind Jamal. What's going on, man? Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for joining our show. It's a true pleasure to have you here. He knows his ball knowledge really well, and nothing like Jamal talking prospects, man. We're so excited to have you. Jamal, I know you're from the DMV, man. You got to represent out there, the East Coast, and let us know a little bit about you, man.
Yeah. So I am born and raised in the Eastern Shore part of Maryland. Which is going to upset some folks with this next bit of news, but I am a Yankees fan.
Okay.
Got the jerseys and all that stuff from my father when I was growing up, and I was like, okay, I'm a Yankees fan. But I still root for the Orioles as well, just because they are the hometown team. And I still, got to show the hometown team some love too. But yeah, Yankees all the way for me though.
That's awesome, man. So growing up in the DMV area, people must have give you crap knowing that you were rooting for the Yankees, right?
Oh, of course. It's all the time, man. And I would actually give it right back in the day where I would actually get after the Orioles fans as well. Like back in the day, it wasn't as great. Like, well, there was a little bit of a lull there, if you will, in the 2000s. But it's good to see, through time and all that and maturity, I've learned to appreciate, the Orioles organization, what they're doing right now. So.
Yeah, definitely. We're talking about an Orioles team that just a couple years ago, they were looking like the hottest offensive team in the league. And they were getting some nice hits, nice home runs, but the pitching was their downfall. But talking about these young stud players, let's tune into the prospects in the MLB right now. There's a ton of them, Jamal. I know you're a big prospect guy. There's been a lot of amazing news just as of late. And just in the first week of 2026 MLB season, we've seen these young kids performing at a high level. The talent is just like we've never seen before. Who's been your favorite prospect so far?
So far, my favorite has got to be Kevin McGonigal. He hasn't hit a home run yet, but he got robbed by Jackson Merrill. That was a pretty sweet grab the other day.
Sure was.
But I think it's only a matter of time before he gets his first homer. He hit a triple today, went 2 for 4 against the Diamondbacks in a loss. It just really seems very disciplined, very mature, like coming out right now out of the gate. And then also J.J. Weatherholt. I mean, he's done pretty well, pretty solid as well. Got a stolen base. And he already has his first major league homer. Kind of beaten McGonigal to the punch there a little bit. But these two guys, I think, are kind of ahead of the class this year, if you will.
Yeah, man. J.J. Weatherholt has been one of my favorites because I see his size. He's 5'9", just as tall as me. And I just see the power, the speed that guy brings to the game. Man, he has a beautiful swing. He's already hit a home run, like you mentioned. He's had a walk-off hit as well. And he's been an important piece to this Cardinals offense. And just like that, in 5 games into the season, the kid slides out. And, man, I'm continuing to be impressed by these young kids. But we want to jump into the prospects. Now, they're getting paid so much earlier. What are your thoughts on that? Is that a good thing for baseball, or you rather them pay their 5-6 years and then get paid down the road?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of 50-50 on it. It's one of those things like you see, and I don't want to close the book on Christian Campbell, but
right.
He's been one of the examples of why you would not want to do it, right? So far, hopefully he can turn things around, but as of right now, he hasn't, and that's the concern you would have as a GM. You want to give these guys the bag right away. But, there's other prospects out there that are looking pretty promising, like, Roman Anthony. I know he's had a slow start to the season so far, but it's only been 5 games. And, I think I'm a little 50-50 on it. And on the one hand, I'm like, yeah, go ahead and get your bag. If you're these young prospects and you're trying to do your thing, before injuries or what have you creep up.
That's so true. No, you're totally right. And I think some of these teams are very smart about it. And they realize that paying them under $100 million for almost 8 years worth of their talent before they hit the age of 30, they get to see if they're going to be worth that major max contract for the future. You see time and time again, these guys going into arbitration, getting into arguments about how much they deserve to get paid, and always affects that relationship with the team owners. And you see players asking for trades. You signing them young and early secures the bag for them. And not only that, you have somewhere for them to stay for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, Christian Campbell, I know he's been up to not been the best and not living up to that contract, but he may be just a late bloomer. There's a ton of players that start late. I mean, Joe Adell's one prime example of that as an Angel fan. The guy, a lot of people bashed him for his terrible offense early on in his career, but just last year, 37 home runs, number 4th in the home runs in the league. And he showed that he has some promising at bats. And so there's players like that, right? Sometimes they're just unhealthy. They have a hard time getting back into the field. But, man, these prospects, we want to talk about the 2 main prospects that guy signed yesterday. Big updates. We got Cole Emerson from the Mariners, a kid that hasn't even played in the MLB, already getting a major contract. Cooper Pratt from the Brewers has not even played, I think, double-A ball, and he's already getting an 8-year, $51 million deal. What are your thoughts on that, man? Not even touching the MLB level. That's wild to me. At least, I would have liked to see them be at least a September call-up and then get to the bag. But this may just be a little bit too early for me. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, you want to see him at least get a cup of coffee there, right? And then to get some footing in the pros. At least for Cole Emerson, he was involved in the spring training aspect of things. The Cooper Pratt right now is entirely unknown at this rate. Just with what you mentioned there. So a little more curious as to why the Brewers would go ahead and do this with a guy who hasn't even gotten out of Double-A yet. But Cole Emerson, you could see at some point this season he's going to get the call back up, whether it be
definitely
late May or September. So you can kind of see a little bit of that and got glimpses of it from spring training.
Definitely, man. These kids are very promising these days. The talent is never seen before. Cole Emerson is definitely one of their top prospects that will be getting called up. The one that was a bit of a shocker for me was a Cooper Pratt. I honestly have never seen him. I know you're a big prospect guy, and you like to see these guys. But have you seen them play at all? At least Cooper Pratt.
Cole Emerson, yes. Cooper Pratt, I will admit, kind of caught me off guard. I was like, "Who is this guy?" And it's he's getting this 8-year contract. And I was like, "Wow!" So he must be raise some eyebrows there for sure. But yeah, it gives a good chance to see what he can do. How he goes through the Double-A and works his way up to try to get to the show.
Definitely. I just want to talk to all our listeners there. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Welcome Jamal here. It's the Slim Bartolo. The reason why he has this name, the first show he did a week ago, one of our listeners, we had a segment where who do we look like an MLB lookalike player, and you said that you were like the Slim Bartolo. I mean, I personally don't see it, but
I don't see it either. But this person did. I'll roll with it.
Oh, man, you're too funny for that, Jamal. I'll give you props for that, man. I'll probably be too embarrassed to have that name. But let's move on to the next topic, man. We want to talk about this ABS challenge. I mean, it's been an impressive change to the game. I mean, I think it's one for the best thing the MLB could have possibly done. I mean, right now in this first week in the MLB season, we've seen almost over 54% of overturned calls. I mean, and over 100 already ABS challenges. Just today, we got to see the first ABS challenge used to finish a game. How about that? What's been your reaction to the ABS challenge? Are you a fan of it? Do you still hate it? How do you like the teams using strategies? I know your Yankees have been one of the most prominent teams with the challenge. They've been smart about it. Aaron Boone looked like he studied this all winter.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think they're 4th coming into today, as far as having the most overturned calls. And then, but the real ones I want to get to is Sal Perez and JT Realmuto. Maybe it's time for these guys to hang up the gloves as catchers and don the umpire uniforms, because they have because right now between them they have 7 out of the last 8 combined calls they have gotten overturned. And obviously, being catchers, you had a great vantage point to see all this. So they've done an excellent job in getting calls overturned for their respective teams.
Yeah, you're totally right, man. These catchers have been at another level. They showed that they know that strike zone better than anybody else in the field, even better than some of these umpires. I know we've been giving a lot of crap to some of these umpires, getting it wrong, but they're just off by such a small margin, right? And we like to talk as baseball fans. All we like to do is complain. Let's be honest. We complain more than any other sports fan that I know. Baseball fans love to complain, but because we love the game and we have so much passion. I think that's why we show so much emotion. CB Buckner is an umpire that's gotten a lot of heat lately. He took a shot today to the face by a foul ball.
Yeah.
He didn't deserve that. We hope he recovers and is back on the field. But he's been one of those umpires that's taken a lot of heat for his performance. I mean, he's not that off, but he's obviously one of the lower tier umpires in the league. So there's going to have to probably be some type of like system where relegation, if you're not doing so well, you probably have to go down and get somebody else that's better, don't you think?
Yeah, and in fairness to CB, there have been some others that have had even more overturned calls. Dan Isonia, he's had 8 of 11 overturned calls, and Chris Siegel, 7 out of 10. I don't know. There was a Yankee game where Chad Whitson called a strike 3, and it was completely over the strike zone when they showed the replay. So he's had 7 out of 7 overturned calls. So
wow,
it's not just CB Buckner. There's definitely some accountability. And at first I wasn't for this, but now seeing how it's working, and as long as it keeps, you don't want to see anybody lose their job, but as long as it keeps people accountable as umpires, and then they come back and they get some training from this and improve, it could only help the game of baseball.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I love the most about this ABS challenge is the way the fans are so into it. Like the moment they see an overturned call, fans are cheering like someone just hit a home run. The excitement in the crowd has like something I've never seen in the game of baseball, and it just shows me that, hey man, people are all in this ABS challenge. They're all loving it because back in the day, we used to see how many games were impacted by strikes and balls, and how teams were impacted by certain umpires sometimes, right? Like certain umpires have certain tendencies. They like to call the balls really low, really high, and we would be like, man, this umpire sucks. He always doing such a bad job. But now we get to make sure they're accountable and like take blame for those calls and able to overturn these calls. So it's been a big impact to the game of the baseball, and just 6 games into the season for most teams, and we see the positive impact it's already had. And I could just imagine how impact is going to have in the postseason. And we've already seen some strategical ways by these teams. We've seen some teams going early with these calls, and then there's some teams that are waiting later in the game. I mean, I think at this moment, it's like if you know the strike zone better than anyone, you should be tapping your head for that ABS challenge.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Right? And I know your Yankees are, man, they've been on a tear with those ABS challenge. Aaron Boone, he's been like pretty angry the other day. I mean, he still got it right, and he was still talking crap to the umpire. Yeah, he sure was, man. But man, this ABS challenge is definitely going to change the game, and it's only going to get better. So we got to give big props to Rob Manfred. I know he gets a lot of hate, but he has done a couple things that has definitely made the game faster and definitely better. So big props to Rob Manfred. I know we've hated him for a long time based on the Astro scandal, the TV rights issues that still hasn't gotten fixed. But overall, the game continues to improve, and we get to see that viewership just continue to grow. So that's always great for the MLB. Now let's get on to the next topic, Jamal. I know there's this team that you possibly don't like, and they're called the Boston Red Sox, a team that was expected with a lot of young top prospects and top pitching. But this Red Sox team, 1-5 to start the season. What the heck is going on with these Boston Red Sox, man? Can you explain to me how they're at the bottom of the AOEs right now?
Yeah, I can't. It's kind of crazy. I mean, they did run into a buzzsaw, it seemed like, with the Astros in that 3-game series. Just seemed like the Astros could do no wrong. So I do think that's part of it. You could point the finger at a lot of things, but and there's actually somebody that's watching the show tonight that is a diehard Red Sox fan, and I promised them that I was not going to tear the Red Sox up too bad here. So I'm trying here. So I'm going to look for some outs here, okay? but yeah, Wilson Contreras and Caleb Durbin right now. Those are two of the acquisitions they got during the all season. A combined 3 for 38, batting under 100 right now in 5 games. So you would expect some positive regression there to come up. It can only get better from there, right? So Roman Anthony, he was slumping today. He hit his first home run. So
that's good news.
That was huge for his confidence. But yeah, the pitchers that they got, Ranger Suarez and Sonny Gray, they had some rough outings, but it's too early in the game to say, hey, these were bad signings. I just think that they ran into a buzzsaw with this Astros team, and there's nowhere to go but up. But I don't know if you want to touch on, there was an incident that happened that makes you want to think that maybe not all is right in the clubhouse.
What was that? Can you expand on that?
So beginning of the game, all of a sudden Carlos Narvaez was pulled as the starting catcher by Alex Cora. And when he was asked by the media why he's making the change, Alex Cora is just like, no comment. I intend to keep it in-house. So I don't know what to make of all that. Obviously I don't want to put too much there where it may not be. Obviously he's trying not to let something out of the clubhouse, which big respect to him for doing so. But it's obvious that there was some reason for that sudden change there before they played the game today.
Right. Okay. I mean, you're talking about Carlos Narvaez right now. As I'm looking at the stats, he's batting .444. Why would he get benched? I don't understand that one. So there's definitely something going on in Boston right now. It's not looking good. Like you did mention, they did face a tough Astros team. A tough Jordan Alvarez was looking spectacular right now.
Yes.
He was crushing everything out of Dakin Park. And I mean, I feel bad for these Red Sox because I know they were expecting a way better start. And yes, Red Sox fans, please do not already quit on your team. It's way, way, way too early. It's only 6 games into the season. You're totally right. Ranger Suarez and Sonny Gray, 2 veteran pitchers that we were expecting to be great things for this team. Just not looking great. Brian Bello either, man. His fastball is just getting crushed down the middle. Man, there's definitely a lot of questions. The only upside about this is Connolly early. It's looked really nice. Yes. And so is Garrett Crochet. So you have 2 lefty arms there that, hey, you have something to look forward in those 2 starts. And then nobody in this batting lineup from the top of the lineup is batting. They're all batting below 200 right now. That's a huge concern for me. Besides Willie or Bray in the middle of the lineup, there's no one else really performing. And I think that's something of a concern for me right now, especially in a tough division with the Blue Jays and Orioles and Yankees, man. You cannot let these games slide. And little by little, you could be like that Braves team like last year that started off to a really slow start and could impact you going into the second half into the season. So Red Sox better turn it around because I know it's too early, but still, you cannot continue to play like this or else this is going to be a bad and long year for your team. But anything else you want to talk about that Red Sox? I know you don't really like them, but is there anything good to look into this team?
Well, hey, the better the Red Sox are, the better it gets the Yankees going, right? For the rivalry's sake, right? So you want the Red Sox to be good in the sense if you're a Yankees fan. But no, I think diving into this issue here, whatever happened between Alex Cora and Narvaez, wondering where the veteran leadership is for this ball club. Like you had Dustin Pedroia's when they were winning, the emotional leader. Like who is going to step up or who is the emotional leader of this current Red Sox team? You have Trevor Story, who's got some seniority there. And a lot of people are putting this on Roman Anthony. A lot of pressure to put on a young guy that's just starting. It's his first full MLB season. So where does the leadership come is what my question would be.
Yeah, you're totally right there. There's really no one taking that leadership. There's somebody has to, run the clubhouse. I feel like you lost Rafael Devers and then you lose Alex Bregman. That must have been a tough offseason. You bring Wilson Contreras to be that guy in first. And he doesn't look really good in that Red Sox uniform just yet. Hopefully he could change things around and could get this team rolling, because they definitely need it with this tough Blue Jays team and Yankees team. I think they're going to be the top two teams. When the season was about to start, I was about to say the Red Sox were going to be a wild card team in the playoff mix, but after this week alone, I may just be in the wrong here. And it's crazy. I think a lot of MLB fans had the Red Sox in the mix, but we'll see what happens next week, and we'll continue to discuss about the Red Sox. Let's move on to your Yankees, though. I think they've been looking like one of the best teams in the MLB in the American League right now. They went ahead and won the series against the Mariners, right? What are you thinking about this Yankee team, man? Are they the AL East favorites? Are you putting them as the favorites right now in pen and pencil?
Like obviously biased, Yankee bias would say yes. But man, to be real, obviously Toronto's still there. They're like, we're still here. If anybody saw Kevin Gausman start today, it was a good one. It's a shame they lost that game. 1-0 at the end there, but he looked really good, and I think the Blue Jays still has something to say about whether or not the Yankees are going to take the AL East.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to give big props to the Yankees. I feel like, I was not a big fan of their offseason. I thought they could have done much more, but they did bring a great piece of Cody Bellinger back. They already knew what they had, and I think they just Brian Cashman knew that they only had to get healthy, and this team would be competitive again. I mean, obviously, Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, Luis Gil still out, but their bullpen has just been nasty. Their starting rotation, I mean, Cam Schlittler has been that piece that they did not see coming just yet, and he's been electrifying with a perfect command, some nasty pitches, nasty movement. The kid is awesome. Will Warren, a guy that struggled when coming up in the league, is also looking pretty nice. And then you add him in the mix with Max Fried, man. He's been AO Cy Young caliber pitcher right now, and he seems like he's unhittable. And then the Yankees offense is just continue to rake. They're putting contact to the ball, and they're just finding ways to get base hits, and it's impressive. As a big Yankee hater, man, let's just be honest. I'm really impressed, and I'm like, man, I was over here calling for Aaron Boone's job recently, and now I'm like, maybe he was the right piece. I mean, he's been in the mix for a minute. He knows what he wants, and what he wants from these players. And I think Anthony Volpe possibly not being in the team right now, it's been a big, nice change with the defense and offense that he's been lacking.
For sure. Yeah,
for sure. And then Trent Grisham and Ben Rice, man, nice. Nice two lefty bats there.
Yeah, and I mean, just like the stats here for Max Fried and Cam Schlittler, their last two starts, like a combined, they've gone 24 innings, given up 8 hits, no earned runs, and 25 strikeouts.
That's nasty.
Just straight nasty stuff there.
That's awesome, man.
But yeah, Jose Caballero is somebody I shouted out on the show last week. He's kind of cooled off since kind of a promising spring training, but batting 9th in the order, if he gets on, he's still a threat to steal some bases. So, who knows? It's good to have somebody like that at the bottom of your order there. So, yeah.
For sure, man. This Yankees team is definitely very promising, and I have high hopes that they at least will be in the wild card mix. They don't win the division, but that, like you said, that Blue Jays team is just nice. Defensively, offensively, they got everything in their bag right now. They even look better than last year. So that's a big concern for the Yankees, if you ask me. It's gonna be honestly who's the healthiest team going into the season, and I think that's gonna be the winner of the division for sure. Especially with the Blue Jays already missing a couple pieces. Trajan Savage, shoulder injury, Ponce the other day, nasty leg injury, and it's a really sad story to see him go. But we're hoping for the best for the Blue Jays too. It only makes the game even better when both teams are competitive. And the Blue Jays don't really like the Yankees. And Vladdy Guerrero has shown that he doesn't want to play for the Yankees ever, and he wants to beat the heck out of them. For those wondering, where is Carlos Baseball? Well, yeah, man, the guy is at a softball game. His daughter is finally joined a softball team, and she's raking out there hitting bombs, and Carlos wants to be the best girl dad out there possible. So he took Wednesday off. He'll be back this Sunday for the upcoming show, so make sure to wish him luck and stop by next Sunday. But what's going on, Snap? Thank you for tuning in. We got the Slim Bartolo. I think he's the one that named you Bartolo Colon, man. So what's going on, Snap? We got Melanie. Thank you for stopping by. I think you're a Red Sox fan. I hope we didn't go too hard on your team. Cotton Candy Skies, thank you for tuning in. Anybody that's listening, make sure to drop a comment. We'll give you a quick shout out. And, and welcome you into the show. Make sure you're part of this community as well. We got Cotton Candy Sky saying, Carlo the girl dad, love it. Yeah, man. Carlos is a big baseball coach. I'm not sure if you know, but he loves coaching baseball and loves coaching kids. So that's an amazing
awesome.
hobby he likes to do. Let's go to our final topic of the show, and a team that I don't think no one expected to be here in this mix right now, and that is the Miami Marlins, leading the NL East right now with a 5-1 record. What the heck is going on, man? The Miami Marlins, top of the division right now. I know it's 6 games, but we got to give props to the Marlins right now, guys. This Marlins team has looked really impressive. Sandy Alcantara today threw a 93-pitch shutout game with only allowing 3 hits. Had one of the nastiest stuff I've seen. It's great to see him back into form, back into that Cy Young caliber pitcher. That is great to see, man. That's always great to see these young best pitchers looking great. And it's sad that there was only 6,000 fans, but I love his response. We still love them, and they'll be there soon, soon enough to support those Marlins. What are your thoughts on this Marlins team? Are they the real deal?
This Marlins team might have something here for sure. They showed some promise last year. And look, we got to stop and think. They still got to welcome back a couple key pieces there that are not there with the team right now due to injury. You got Braxton Garrett, who will really help the rotation out once he comes back from his internal brace surgery. He's not exactly sure when the timeline is. I have to look at that, but he is supposed to return at some point this season, and I think that'll definitely help with their rotation. Jansen Junk, Chris Paddock, the journeyman pitchers, they're trying to keep everybody's heads above water there.
They eat up innings, man, and they do what they're meant to do.
Yep. Yeah, so they got them. The only question mark there for like Max Meyer has been control and then health issues. Can he stay healthy through a whole season? And we've yet to see that yet, but you really hope to see it because he's got such great stuff.
Yeah, he does. You're totally right. It's a very promising team. I mean, in the offseason, when they traded Edward Cabrera for Owen Casey, I was like, man, I don't know about that. I love having a great rotation. But, I mean, they did get a nice prospect like Owen Casey. And after watching him in the WBC, man, this kid is an impressive player, a lefty bat, and he's just been clutch. He's been a big impact into this Marlins lineup already. And with Xavier Edwards, Otto Lopez, Jacob Marcy, man, these guys are great. I give props to Clay McCall, the Dodgers coach. He's doing such a great job there, man. He's changed the organization from the bottom to almost last year. They were also very competitive. So you got to give them big props to that team. Like you said, the Chris Paddock, Jansen Junk, they're eating up innings. They're doing what they're supposed to. And then you have them with an ace like Sandy Alcantara, a young Uri Perez, 23-year-old with some nasty 100 miles fastballs. And like you said, Max Meyer, when that guy has some command, he has one of the nastiest stuff in this game. And I don't know, man, but I'm starting to like this Marlins team a lot. And I should probably be rocking my Marlins hat given the fact that they're in first place right now. Because I didn't see this coming. And they have a tough test this weekend against the Yankees. Wow, I'm excited to watch.
It's bringing back bad memories of 2003, right?
Oh my
no. No, get it out of my head. No, but in all seriousness, I think this is a good thing. I think it may be the teal jerseys being back, huh? I don't know. They're wearing them every Sunday. Those things look amazing. I don't know if people have seen them, but oh my goodness. Anyway, there's one piece of the puzzle here that we still haven't talked about. That this guy hit through 117 games last year before injury, had 25 home runs, 73 RBIs, and a 912 OPS. And that's Kyle Stowers. Kyle Stowers.
I like that guy.
He's out with the grade 1 hamstring injury right now. That is a bat that they are real, that we haven't even talked about, obviously, in this lineup. The others are doing so well. Marcy leading off, Owen Casey. But they get Kyle Stowers back. It's going to make some noise offensively.
I like him, man. I like has that bat. I kind of regret dropping him in fantasy last year in my keepers league. He went through a little slump, and I dropped him because I needed a pitcher to win the match. Looking back, I should have just took the L that week and kept Kyle Stowers. But these are the mistakes we do as our own personal GMs in the fantasy baseball world. And he's definitely one of those kids. Once he's back, he's going to be a top hitter, just like the other guys right now in that lineup. So big props to this Marlins team, and I think people should continue to support. Go to Lone Depot Park, and the same energy that the WBC had there, fans should continue to rooting for them as well. It's a Marlins team that, it's always selling their top prospects and always getting more and more prospects, and it's kind of a thing I'm not a big fan of sometimes, but it works. You don't have to pay ever these big major contracts, and you continue to develop prospects all the time. The Rays do this a lot too, so. Yeah. I don't know, man. Are you a big fan of that kind of idea where you just continue to build prospects the moment they hit the big payday, they just trade them away? Do you a big fan of that?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm a big fan of that. It's like I'd like to see them kind of retain some of the guys that they built up. Keep them in the neighborhood. Give them something, like give the fans somebody to root for that you brought up organically. Yeah. As opposed to like, trying to hit the market every year. Sign these guys. But I don't know. They got their systems, and that's kind of how they're doing things.
So let's hope the Marlins are in the mix this year. I know this Phillies and Mets team are off to a rough start right now. Offensively, they're just not getting it together. Their fans are really rattled already. They're really upset how their team just continues to underperform. And this Marlins team quietly on the side is just continue to winning games. So maybe they just face the Rockies and the White Sox. Are we just giving them too much credit? But it is in the MLB, it's a hard league, right? And beating any MLB team on a given day, it's not easy. So at the end of the day, it's still 5 games out of 6. It's an impressive feat at home, and it may be an easy schedule. We'll see how they goes against the Yankees this weekend for sure. That'll be the biggest test for them for sure. But they do have some nice arms, and you're lucky they don't have to face Sandy Alcantara. I'll give you that.
Yes, we're lucky for that.
All right. Looks like we covered all our topics today, but we do have some upcoming weekend matchups that I think people should tune in, definitely. We got Mets against the Giants. Are you excited about that one?
Ooh, yeah.
Cubs, Guardians. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of all these scheduled this week. There's not a lot of great matchups. We got Dodgers, Nationals, Cardinals, Tigers, Padres, Red Sox. That could be fun. But make sure to tune into this weekend's baseball. I know it's going to be a great one. Half the MLB teams are also having their opening day this weekend. So it's kind of crazy, right? Some teams start opening day on the first weekend, and the other ones start till the next weekend. It's kind of weird, but that's just the way the schedule's set up. And it's going to be an exciting time for me, Angels. We'll see how it goes. May potentially stop by to a minor league game this year. I've never been to one, so I'm kind of looking forward to see how the vibes are in a minor league stadium here in LA.
And I don't know if you saw the breaking news on Trout about his hamstring.
Oh, don't tell me it's April Fool's, man. Don't play with me. I already been played today. Oh, no. You were about to get me, man. Jamal. I was like, man, did I miss something? Jamal, man. Couldn't believe it, man. You almost got me there.
Knock on wood. We got to know. Hopefully he stays healthy after this. I don't want to be the one.
Let's hope so, man. He's been performing at a high level right now. Defensively had a couple miscues recently. He'll get it together, though. It's Mike Trout. It happens. But I just want to say thank you, everyone, for tuning in and stopping by and welcoming our friend here, Jamal, that will be joining the Real Talk Baseball Show. He knows so much ball knowledge, and it's only great for him to be part of the show as well and continue to represent the East Coast that we used to do back in the day. I know he's representing the DMV as living in the Oriole country, but rooting for the Yankees. So, man, any last mentions, Jamal? I know you want to give us the listeners.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I'm going to shout out the 802 right now. So that's where I'm currently living is in Vermont. So we got a lot of stuff. We don't have any major league teams, but there's some diehard Red Sox fans here for sure. And hopefully none of them are going to let me have it too bad after we get off the air here.
Awesome, man. Thank you for stopping by, everyone. And if you continue to like this type of content, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. We'll be here every Wednesday night and Sunday night at 7 p.m. Pacific time and 10 p.m. Eastern time. All of us here from Real Talk Baseball, we'll catch you guys on the next show. We appreciate you, and we hope to continue to see you guys on this show. Thank you so much. Until the next time.